All right, welcome back to another trading journal entry. Today is September 8th, 2025. It is Monday and it is currently 8:56 a.m. Let's just get into it. Before I say anything, I'm sorry if y'all keep seeing this hoodie, bro. It's so comfy. Um, Bro, I don't know, like the quality is just so good, bro. Like it's like I don't know. Why is it so blurry? What's wrong with autofocus, bro? You see like the quality though, like yeah, you see it like the inside is like almost like silk. It's just so nice, but it's thin and if it gets too hot in here, I won't overheat cuz whatever. But I'm sorry if y'all keep seeing this. It's so nice. It's so comfy. Um I wear a different hoodie this week, okay? Anyway, let's get into the trade. Um Again, let me set this up. That's not what I was supposed to do. All right, cool. So we did New York session, of course. This is the 26th trade out of 100. This is 74 remaining. Today's result was one win, but we have one loss, two contracts total. And although we did have one loss, we're still up. So our total P&L or our total contracts was two. So one contract each trade. And then, P&L of $465. And today's risk reward ratio was 0.98. It's a little low, but hey. Anyway, today's bias was bullish. My setup was bullish SMT, bullish inverse fair value gap, bullish breaker structure, bullish fair value gap, bullish inverse fair value gap, which is where I missed my correct entry for, you'll see. Entry. First trade entered quickly after a 1 minute bullish fair value gap formed. The P&L for that trade was $830. It was a 2.5 RR. I scaled my take profit for max profits. Why not? Because the wick was right there. Like the way it was moving up, I might as well just moved it just a slight bit until I was comfortable enough. But yeah, so second trade was valid setup, but poor entry location. Stopped out. I lost $370 from that trade, and that was a 1.52 RR. That should say, I think it should say this. It was $365 I lost, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yeah. Okay. What I did well today though, I stayed extremely patient through extended consolidation. I executed first trade confidently and secured profits, or secured strong profits. Maintained composure despite price action creating hills and mountains. It was just everywhere. It was like zigzags. What I did well though, or what I will improve though, is be more vigilant about entry placement, especially after a profitable trade. I didn't need to enter a second trade. I was just being honest here. I was just a little bit overly confident from the way we ended off last session, which was Friday. So with the way we ended off on Friday, I was just a little overly confident, and I guess my second trade definitely humbled me today, and that's good, you know. But yeah, avoid overconfidence after previous session's success. Refine timing for retracement entries on inverse fair value gap, which you'll see in a second here. Notes, overall good day. Bias was correct. Execution was solid on the first trade. Second trade wasn't a major error, just a misplaced entry with low risk reward. Still positive for the day and week, showing growth in patience and confidence. So let's get into it essentially. My computer is already being a little weird. Like you can see the frame rate's a little off. But oh yeah, I did watch like two videos that I have posted so far during this assessment, and I noticed that when I change to my main screen and camera scene, like the camera is like really slow and like the screen is very delayed. I'm considering whether I should have you know, the camera in the little corner or not. I don't know yet, but yes, you can tell like I'm on a pretty dookie laptop here, so just bear with me. Yeah, it is already lagging. I'll just try to like keep still and not move too much. Cause like I try to move around and let you guys see like the full picture and all that. But yeah, we're not gonna here. Let me see if I can do this. No, it's still laggy. This is on the fucking 1 minute time frame. Okay. Okay. So we're on 5 minute time frame here. As you can see, we got this bullish SMT, and then we have our breaker structure to the upside. We did hit multiple key level taps, as you can see. We did form all of this confluence. Technically, I could have entered like, let's see, we have inverse here, and then basically what? This is the highest so far. So as you can see, like I could have entered around here, but this is all on the 5 minute time frame. And I wanted to respect my strategy. And plus, I don't enter during pre-market. I never do that. You're supposed to enter after market. But anyway, so, oh yeah, hold on. So yeah, anyways, you guys can see we have all of this here that build up. We have the breaker structure to the upside. And then we have this bullish SMT. I'm not gonna lie, today S&P was a little bit more volatile, and NASDAQ, as you can see on the 5 minute time frame, was literally being a pain in the ass. But yeah, S&P was doing great, especially on the 1 minute time frames. I mean, if you wanted to make profit today, definitely should have traded on S&P. And I've noticed this since last week, our first week, and I might take into consideration moving to S&P, or I might have to start considering whether I want to trade S&P and NASDAQ at the same time. I'm never going to take, oh, let's trade long on S&P and then trade short on NASDAQ. I'm never going to do that. It's either going to be, you know, like, okay, today S&P looks more volatile, so we're going to trade S&P, and vice versa for, you know, NASDAQ. Anyway, we do have these 5 minute inverse fair value gap, and then this like there's like a 5 minute fair value gap right here. If I can, there you go, 5 minute fair value gap right here. It's all bullish, and then we have a 3 minute bullish fair value gap, and then you can see the 1 minute. You can see where I lost. You can see where I took my win. So let's jump down to the 1 minute time frame. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Okay. So you can see everything. There was a lot of imbalance here, especially for like bullish. There was like one right here, and then there was one right here, and then there was one right here. Well, yeah. And then you can see there used to be a bullish inverse fair value gap on this time frame. I entered my trade after I saw this bullish inverse fair value gap form right here upon this bullish order block, which I already marked out. I'm getting really good at marking these, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so I did take my trade here. I didn't expect a reversal or anything because of the bullish order block. So upon the move up, you know, this is where I set my TP right here on this line. So if I were to, let's say, move it to where it was, it would have looked like this. So I basically just saw it moving up a little bit, and I did that. And technically this is basically where I set my TP, but I don't know, hold on, there we go, I got OCD. But anyway, whatever, still the same amount I would have won. It's not a big deal or anything, so I just leave it there for like visual like appearance. But yeah, the win on this was $830. So this was a good trade. And then this, I did expect price to either hit this liquidity line and take off and then go up to this key level here, or I expected it to retrace back downwards to either one of these imbalances, including the bullish order block. when it got to here, the wick moved past it, but it didn't really get into the 5-minute fair value gap. It did move, pretty far out of this 1-minute inverse. So I was a little concerned. Even though it started moving up, and right here, I'm not at the point where I can like take the entry here yet. If anything, I would have taken the trade or the entry here if, I was more certain and whatnot that, oh yeah, this is definitely a good trade. But either way, I just wanted a little bit of more like, what do you call it? What's it called? Oh, what's that word? Validation. There we go. I just wanted more validation, and I think that's fair, but either way, this trade, I didn't have to take a second trade. I was just overly confident. And as you can see, the entry here makes no sense. I mean, all you have is a bullish doji candle, but that's not very promising either way. Like, it really is not. I don't know. I really thought that it was going to take off, but it didn't. And it's fine. I expected it to go up to here, at least to this line, if it was going to do anything else. But as you can see, it didn't. I entered around 7:40 a.m., 7:41 a.m. And I literally watched it for about like 20, 25 minutes, give or take, just to see myself lose. And like I said, I am going to be honest when I lose, and I'm being honest here. I'm not lying to y'all or anything. This should technically be like that. But yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know if I've lost like this before where I have one win and one loss. I don't know if I have yet. But if this is the first time, then as you can see, I'm being honest. Even when I'm this far in and I'm quote unquote advanced beginner or whatever, I am being honest. I am taking ownership and accountability of when I lose. I'm not hiding or anything. Even when I do lose, I just have, let's say, one loss or two losses. Well, hopefully I don't have two losses. Then that would be a big mistake. Then I would definitely need to reassess that. But if it's just one loss and it's something like this, then I obviously will be honest about it. I'm not going to hide it. But again, not bad today. One win, one loss. Total P&L is like $465. So we are still up for this month, and we are still up for our second week. So I'm not upset. Even though I did lose this, I'm still not upset. The lesson here again is just to just either just not be greedy or know when to really enter. Because let's say I was on an XFA and I was going for profits, and I decide to take a second entry. I better make sure that second entry is not going to be a mistake like this. Because although I am up for the week, although I am still up and I'm still winning, whatever, I could have had a $830 win, right? Especially on a Monday too. I think this is our first time ever trading on a Monday. I don't know, but yeah. Point is, like, if I'm gonna take a second trade on a combine, I would not take a second trade. I think I just got really overly confident today from last week. And like I said, again, we are just doing this assessment. We are doing all this so that we can make sure we find every single flaw and we can, just get rid of it before we take that combine. So again, I'm not upset. This is a good lesson, and I'm happy that it did happen today. So I don't really mind it. I do want to see where price went today because it was just horrible. I mean, look at it. This is a joke. Like, this is 5 a.m. We got so close, and we did all this, all that, and this, that. No news today, but I guess we were going off of like, it seems like price action is mostly like moving off the flow of like the hopes of rate cuts is what I should say. Yeah, it looks like it's just about to be stagnant, but anyway, I'm done for the day. After that loss, I got off after I lost. But yeah, again, S&P was way more volatile, and I've noticed that. I'll show you the 1 minute time frame. It was way better. Here's 5 a.m. today. So if you look from 5 a.m. all the way to, market open, you can tell how like crazy it got. So although we have all this, the move up was way better compared to NASDAQ. Because NASDAQ, although it didn't move up, but there's like still like a lot of, this. And that can cause a lot of confusion, like internal confusion. Can scare you a lot too, especially here. But you can see on S&P, although it did retrace into this bearish order block, it still went up pretty high. So again, I mean, just compare the charts. We have essentially now, at least, this whole zone where we're just consolidating inside of, whether we barely peaked above it, but we're still basically consolidating inside of it. Because if I move this to where it needs to be, you can see we're literally just consolidating inside of it. Let's see if I move this down to this wick too. So, and then S&P is doing the same, but it retraced into this bullish fair value gap, and it basically respected it. Looks like it didn't even tap this bearish order block zone. There is an inverse fair value gap here. Now there's a bearish one, bearish, bullish order block though. Didn't really respect it. There is imbalance here, leveled out and everything. 2 bearish imbalances. Again, it's just my note. You don't have to agree, but it's just what I'm noticing, and I am going to do what I said. So yeah, we can close this now and bring this back up. So yeah, that's just basically it for today. Small loss, not a very big deal in my opinion. It's not something that like is gonna like, well, it could, it could be like a big problem if I don't handle it now, but like I said, it's not gonna happen again. I promise you that. If I do take a second trade ever during my assessment, or for this month at least, I will make sure that it's going to basically be a winning trade. Because if I had entered exactly where that retracement was, or if I had at least, because I mean you can literally see how weak the bearish candles got, and then when it started moving up, you can literally tell that it was getting a positive retrace, a respected retrace. But again, I had my reasons for in that moment to be skeptical, and it was either between not taking a trade and taking my wins, or making sure that the next second entry I take would be a win. And in this scenario, I should have just taken my wins and just got off. But again, it's a learning lesson. It's always going to be a learning lesson. I am still expecting my losses during this month, but I am going to count this to the loss, like count, where I said I'm expecting to like 1 to 5 losses this month. So we already have our first loss, but also a win. Is this break even? I don't know. How does break even? Nah, it's not break even, because I still have a total positive P&L. Break even is like if I went negative, but then I had a winning trade that flattened me out, right? Yeah, that's break even. And then when I'm trading, I would basically put my SL at where my entry was, then that would be a break even, so that if price did go back up, it would just close me out normally. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, I did do my homework over the weekend. I did not watch a mentorship video. I just didn't have time, and I was honestly really tired. No excuses though. I am going to do my best throughout this week. I'm still considering whether I should start watching, extra videos during like weekdays like this or not. But hey, we're at the 20-minute mark. I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. It is a short trading day, or short trading session. I think this is our first session on a Monday, so that's good. I think we have all trading days though. We've traded on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday now. So hey, we're doing pretty good. I'm hoping we can actually do another Monday session during this month at least. I hope, but if not, then it's fine. At least we know we can trade on Mondays, especially with no news and whatnot. Today did go off of price action, so it did make sense why there was so much consolidation. I did expect reversals, so it's fine. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah,